I want to tie this in, though, to what we heard from Norway yesterday, potentially proposing that they're going to dump some of their oil stocks. That, to me, is a structural shift in the market. That's like Saudi Arabia saying, we don't want to bet on oil in 20 years. We're going to bet on other things. Norway's kind of saying the same thing. Does that worry you in a longer-term position for your oil assets?
Yeah, actually, our view is absolutely there, is that in the long term, and actually that's relatively quickly, renewable energy is going to supplant a big part of oil consumption, either in transport, in industrial operations. So basically, oil fundamentals are not good. I think we all agree with it. Technology is making it almost irrelevant, and faster and faster and faster. Now, in the short term, and we're talking the next 2-3 years, I think there's been probably a lot of reduction in exploration, reduction in operations and in production. And you have this marginal cost around 50, 60 with a lot of production. But what we see is that as soon as that goes, then it goes up very, very high. Every $10, you can add very little production back into the market. So I agree that probably if we go to 70, 75, it's very likely we'll go to 100.
And so yours is based on purely geopolitical risks then? Because square that with that view.
Well, I think the geopolitical risk is understated. I think you look at the difficulties in Nigeria, Angola, Venezuela, as well as the whole of the Middle East. There are loads of production areas of the world which are not in stable hands at this moment in time. But we feel global demand is very resilient, about 98 million barrels of oil a day. And just to be slightly provocative, we think the optimism in the United States around US shale oil is just misplaced. The US is not as infinitely productive as many of the people think, and still, even this reporting season, even some of the most bullish US shale companies are still cash flow negative.